This is Boomer Life on CL 650.
Don't worry, be happy now. Don't worry. Be happy.
Oh, don't worry. Be happy. Great song from a few years ago. It's Bobby McFerrin. We're keeping the ball in the air here on Boomer Life. It's nice to have Jillian Fullerton with us from ShannonOaks in Vancouver and Oak Bay.
Yes.
We just before we get to the trial stays, because you mentioned that we were going to talk about those just before we went to the break, I have a question for you. When you go to the website, you for either Victoria or Vancouver, you'll notice that Baptist housing is a very prominent part of the website because it used to be when you wanted to go to ShannonOaks, you went to baptisthousing.org and then you clicked on ShannonOaks, one of the many properties Baptist Housing operates in British Columbia. So the question relates to the Baptist housing part of ShannonOaks. It suggests rather strongly a faith-based organization in charge of the place. And so the question flows rather easily. Is it necessary to be a member of a Baptist congregation or the Christian faith to qualify for admission into ShannonOaks?
You do not have to be a Baptist. You do not have to be a Christian. You have to be a senior, perhaps, and you in need of housing. I would say approximately 50% of our residents are Christian.
Okay.
The other 50, we've got Muslim, we've got Jewish, we've got a variety, atheists, you know, but they benefit from the compassion and caring that the faith-based community gives to them. As you know, I've worked in the industry for over 20 years, as you say. Oh, dear. And I
Sorry
have
about
certainly...
that, but it's true, Julie.
It is true.
It is.
I have experienced the compassion of my fellow workers. And that's been wonderful in every place I've worked.
Sure.
It's lovely. But this is different because the compassion comes from the top down. In other words, from the CEO, from Howard Johnson, right through the leadership team, right down to the management, to the rest of the team. And it is so different. I have never experienced that. I have never experienced coming from the top. And this is so wonderful because our residents benefit.
Sure.
We benefit who work there. There's a compassionate environment, a caring environment that we all work in.
Right.
We, you know, I mean, as a faith-based organization, yes, we do pray. You know, I happen to be Christian. The managers are Christian. You know, I'm not Baptist. Good old Anglican.
Oh, well, there you go. Okay.
But anyway, but there's Catholics, Anglicans, you name it, all sorts of faiths. But you don't have to be Christian. And
nobody's going to push it at you.
Nobody's going to push it. There is Bible studies. If you want to go to a Bible study, Karen Anderson. We have a full-time chaplain.
And I've met Karen, and she's a wonderful lady.
She is wonderful, just beautiful.
Yeah.
But if you ever want somebody to talk to, she's there. She'll visit you in hospitals. I mean, no other organization has a full-time person there as a chaplain, as a person to come alongside and talk to you through those stressful moments.
And, you know, we've had many conversations over the months that you and I have had the opportunity to chat about the multiple courses and activities offered to the residents. And,
we got some great ones coming up.
It's the trip to the mall or the casino and all of this kind of stuff.
We're having a Valentine's party.
Well, that's right. I'm gonna get to that. And there's coming up in a few days, there's the Scottish thing coming up.
Yes, that's right.
But what I was going to allude to here was, in addition to all of those physical outings and activities, because there are exercise programs and wellness programs, but there's an equal amount of emphasis I've found on emotional and spiritual health as well as physical well-being, because it's the whole person you're looking at. And you don't have to go to church to be spiritually stimulated.
Exactly.
It's about engaging the brain.
Yes, completely. And that whole person, the spiritual is so important.
Sure it
is. The physical, you know, it's we tend to reach out to all of them and really work with the whole person, and that whole person benefits because we, as a team member of Baptist Housing, have benefited from from our other team members and from our bosses. That's the most understanding, compassionate place I have ever experienced.
Interesting stuff. And you've
Yeah.
been around. You've been around the block a few times.
Yes, I have been
Well,
around.
no. It's an interesting testimonial
Oh.
based on the breadth of experience that you
Yes.
bring to this.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's intriguing
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Back to the more mundane
Yes.
aspects of our physical wellness.
Yes.
And which isn't mundane at all when you're talking food now here, is
No,
it? So
no.
and you know when we consider or we want to sit down with mom or dad and have this face-to-face conversation about maybe it's time to at least please consider, Mom, a seniors retirement community as a lifestyle option. One of the things they're going to want to know about real fast is, how's the food?
Oh, well, we've had a food committee meeting just today. We have a whole food committee,
Okay.
and they discuss it. Rancy, who is our food and housekeeping manager, she is wonderful. She will sit down with you, and I've never had a person that listens so well. There is, what I would recommend to anybody is come and try the food. You know.
Okay.
And we were talking about trial stays.
We were.
Yeah, but anyway, food is really important.
Absolutely.
And that is so important. We have a whole food committee, and they really give us a full critique. You can see the menus for the week.
Is the food committee, by the way, made up at least in part of residents?
They're all residents.
Oh, really?
All
So
residents.
again, they're calling the
All
shots.
they are. It's
Interesting.
all residents.
Okay.
And then they come and tell us. You know, they give us accolades when accolades are due, and they give us critiques, critical appraisals when it's necessary. And, it's not 100%. It's sometimes there's a bad lunch,
Right.
Or a not so good lunch, or the salad wasn't what I expected to be. But for the most part, it's absolutely wonderful.
Right.
They have tried so hard, and the wait staff is so good. They know exactly what you like. You like tea in a teapot, not poured from the main thing, so the teapot is by your side.
Okay.
They know that you like milk with your dinner, and that is it. So they have it all set, and they know you. They know your likes and dislikes. How comforting is that?
No kidding.
That
Now,
they know you.
How does all of this work in a trial stay context? Obviously, if you're going to stick around for a day or two or more,
Yeah.
they'll feed you.
Oh, yes.
So it's an opportunity to really more than dip a toe in the pool, so to speak.
yes.
You like people who are seriously
Yeah.
considering this, making this big change, to really just sort of immerse themselves in the environment for what? What's a recommended time?
3 to 5 days.
Really?
Yes,
Oh,
definitely.
okay.
I would do 3
So
to
it's
5
not
days.
popping in for lunch at all.
No,
It's go
no, I
stick
would do
around
it.
for
I
a
would,
while.
you get a sense of what it's like. You could go on one of our bus trips. You could see some of our concerts. You could get to know residents. You'd taste our meals. You could partake in the exercise classes. You could be on the carpet bowling team. You could sing in the choir, maybe. You'd have to be auditioned, maybe, but
I couldn't sing in the
No,
choir. It would
okay.
be the only thing I would be absolutely permanently disallowed from.
Okay.
But I take your point.
But you get a taste. You're putting your toe in the water. You're getting a taste what it's like. You meet people. They'll encourage you. I have no hesitation. Our best ambassadors for ShannonOaks, Vancouver, are our residents.
I believe that. Having been through the community with Sharon as my tour guide, you were tied up at lunch, in fact, and so I got the grand tour.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many times we stopped and Sharon would say, well, here's so-and-so. And the
Yes.
person would just stop at whatever they were doing and turn around and shake my hand and immediately just start talking. And so and I'm quite frank with them. Well, how's life here at Shannon? Oh, it's terrific. And then they get really descriptive really fast. They're happy people.
Oh, yes. Yeah. They are. There's a lot to do. You've got to come and see our library we've got 4 computers in there that they work on. We've got a permanent jigsaw thing going all the time. We've got books you can take. There's an honor system that you can take back to your suites and bring them back. The public library comes. But the one thing that really attracts our residents is our aviary.
Oh.
We've got an aviary. We have finches. We brought 2 new canaries in and 2 brand new little colorful finches. And they gave birth 2 months ago to 3 new ones.
Oh, my goodness.
And now Mummy is sitting on 6 eggs.
Oh, my.
So every day there's a crowd around the aviary wondering what's going to happen, when they're going to hatch. It's wonderful. And hear the canaries singing. You can hear them all at the entrance, and they're just singing up a storm. It's life.
Right.
And they see life right there.
And a lot of people, a lot of seniors particularly, either have birds or used to in their homes. So this would be, again, a pretty familiar kind of thing.
Oh, they're wonderful animals to see. And they, I give a little low whistle to them and they perk up and come in. Yeah.
Well, I'll have to see if I can get a rise out of them next time.
Oh,
I
yeah.
pop over as well.
You would, definitely.
Jillian Fullerton is one of the team members at ShannonOaks, Vancouver, and of course is part of the bigger team that is responsible for ShannonOaks Oak Bay as well. They're both online at ShannonOaks.com. And we're back with more here on Boomer Life right after this.
Celebrating the baby boomer lifestyle. This is Boomer Life on CL 650.